Eyes are the windows to the soul. Alright, so in this tutorial, I'm basically just going to go over how I practice drawing eyes. And a lot of it has to do with like the shape of the skull and the nose, things like that. It's all about making them fit like in the eye socket. So I'm just going to show you some tools that you can use. I'm using my hands a lot, so I'm going to stop talking. Let's get to this tutorial. Let's draw some eyes. Alright, we're just going to have some fun practicing eyes. So the way that I make eyes look better when I'm doing my characters is I kind of have to pay attention to where the skull is and where the bridge of the eyes are. So if I'm gonna make it, if this was my character, I always want to do whatever the center line is. And the center line is good because then you can kind of have then you can sort of make your, wherever this is going to be, this is where the eyes are going to be inside. So you can have, let's see, so this would be like the back of the skull. So it would be the same thing on all of these. You just pick wherever you want the head to be looking, and then you can sort of make that, you just sort of give it that dome. So this would be like the back of the head if you were making like a character. Alright, so since we have this bridge here, and if this is the center line, then the nose would come about here. So let's just do, so apparently this is a really huge nose. That's okay. It can be a really big nose. Okay, so these sides of the nose, they're always gonna make the depressions where the eyes are. So that's really important. So you have the skull, you have this line here, the bridge, and then you have the nose line, and that's always going to go up into to make those arcs of where the eye is. Hopefully that makes some sort of sense. Because these depressions are very important. Like these, oops. These space inside, the space where the eye goes inside of is very important to kind of give your character the right depth. Okay, so we'll just make it a circle. Like this eye is going to be there. This eye is going to be a little further back from this line. And you can make your eyelid. And this line above here is also where you can add your personality. So if I wanted him angry, I would take this line and I would bring it up like that. If I wanted him sad, oops. If I wanted it sad, I would really bring that up like that. And what I'm doing back here is I'm always, so this is the emotion in the eye. That's what this line is going to do. So if I'm going to match it, then I'll bring it up like that. And I'll bring it around. And I always make that line underneath where his eye is. So this is technically the bottom eyelid, and then I make this underneath. I don't make this is more just like it's sort of showing where your cheekbone is. So like if you have that cheekbone that's right underneath your eye, that's kind of what this line alludes to. But I don't really make it very, very dark, unless your character has a really hard ridge there. So what these are just the eye, sort of like that eyebrow piece. So that would be all back here. Sometimes a lot of animals have markings or something on them. I make a little puff just so it matches, just so something is there. I make a little eyelid. So for this one, since he's looking, the eyes are going to be somewhere around here. Since he's looking that way, so this is the center line. How do I want to make his nose? So let's see if I want like a high kind of pudgy nose. So we'll just go with do we want a circle? No, we'll do a So we'll do the nose like that. And again, I'm going to use this line, this ridge is very important. So I'm going to bring that up. I'm just going to use this ridge. Same thing, same ridge, but I'm just bringing it around. So I'm kind of matching that, but I'm making it shorter. And then I'll match this. If he has chubby cheeks, I'll just match his chubby cheeks like this. And we'll give him a little mouth like that. Give him a little nose. All right. So now we have these are our eye sockets right here that we've made. So I'm going to do the same thing for this side. I'll make the circle about here. Sometimes I do this line just to help, kind of half that arc and then half, just to kind of show me where I want the eye, just to make sure it's like in the middle. Alright. Give a nice little eyelid here. And sometimes you can also make the eyelid, you can also do this. So that's not bad. I'll do the line underneath. Do the line underneath here. And then we'll just give him some, big eyes. And another thing about the eyes is you want to match the kind of levels. Like, see how I have a little bit of space underneath this eye? I want a little bit of space under that. And then it's merging into the top, into the top. So it's always nice to have a little space around the whole eye. It looks cute. Alright. Okay, so how do we want where do we want the nose or the skull to be? Okay, so let's say we want our eye. Let's make this our center line, and then we'll come off it like this. So we'll make it so he's looking this way. So here's the nose right here. We'll give him a kind of like a cat nose. So we'll give him like a cat nose, and then we'll give him some big ears pointed forwards. Alright, so okay, so the nose is going to be here. Okay, so we'll make the and you do have to work out how you want the skull to be. So if this is sort of profile, then the center line of the nose is going to be, you're going to see it. And let me do this. So I always do this bridge of the nose here. And what I'm doing here is I'm sort of making the muzzle. So I'm just kind of the same thing what I do here. I just do here, but you'd only see half of it because his nose is the opposite way. Let me color his little nose in. And much like this guy, this line would come up, this dark part would be right here, and then you do this, that emotion line. So that's the same thing. I'm going to do that right here. You can even make the bulge for the other one on the other side of his head. Alright, so now you have, so this is going to be our eye socket, but his eyes are going to be, we'll make them looking forward. That's not bad. It looks a little weird. So maybe I need to make it a little further back. Yeah, I think I just had it up too far. And sometimes, if it doesn't look right, you can check the scale. A lot of times, sometimes you make the scale a little too big or too small, or too low or too high. So I think it looks a lot better if it's lower and closer like that. So just check the scales of the eyes. This is that dome where his forehead is. That's not bad. And you can do touches of the other one. You do a touch of the other eye. You don't have to do it all the time. Just kind of allude to it. Alright, I don't know what these things are, but we'll try to make them cute. So we'll make the center line here. I don't know if this is even going to have a nose, but we'll do the teardrop here, and then let's do this. I don't know what this creature is, but I'll just do the same eye socket shapes. And I try to make these even. So we have some eye socket shapes of whatever this is. I don't think I wasn't gonna put a nose on him, but I'll do a little something. I don't know why. But anyway, so once you have these circles where the eye sockets are, you just want to you can do your line to kind of make it in the middle and make it even. So line, arc for the nose, and then at least you have a reference of what the circle is for the eyeball. So let's say he's not impressed. So if you want not impressed, then you can just do a line right across. Just do a line right across, and then you allude to the eyelids being like high up. And then you can just make your eyes. We'll do the lower eyelid line, just a little bit of darkness, and then we'll do those dark so they're like eyebrows. I don't know what this thing is. Kind of creepy, but that's okay. Alright, last but not least, so let's just follow this. So we'll make that the center line. Give him a little nose here. Give him a really happy smile, and we'll make the really high arches, and then so this is the arc for the nose right here. Actually, I should have done the halves. So let's do halves about here. Nose. And the other one would be about there. And I made these really high because he's really happy. I don't even know if that's gonna, oh, whatever. Sometimes they look better. Let me give him his little eyebrows. Let's see if I can salvage this. His little eyebrow lines here. This is the line that continues up from the nose to that. Is that imaginary line here. So and we'll make these eyes small. And I probably should have moved this eye back some, but that's okay. It doesn't look too bad. It kind of looks like a dinosaur. Make a little skull in the back. I want to have some sort of skull. And to make them really cute is when you make the cheek really go out over that eye. And same thing here. So apparently that whole side of his head's in shadow, so yeah, so basically just make sure you have that center line, and you just want to make sure you have some sort of eye socket for the eye to be in. And then you can kind of make your eye in that. You can even darken this, because this would be in shadow. So you just want your eyes to be, let's see, and sometimes they can be really deep. And you have the eyes really deep in the you have this area here. So yeah, I hope that helps. It's kind of fun to do these like shapes in practice. If you want to do a really simple one, just do like a half circle with a rounded bottom, or a half circle with a straightish bottom, and then just practice doing an eye, like a circle in the middle. You can do a line for the eyebrow, and then just something like that. That's a good way to practice, and then you can practice your expressions. Alright, so definitely practice your expressions. They really bring a lot of life to your work. Like, you can draw animals all day long, but once you put some expression to them, it really makes it come alive, regardless of what kind of style you have. If you have realistic, cartoony, whatever, if you can really like hone in on those expressions, it really makes this is gonna sound weird, but like for other humans, like for humans, we like to see things anthropomorphized. I don't know if that this. I don't know. I'll flash it. I'll flash it on the screen. But we really feel connected to animals and creatures and people when they have when they just have like those eyes and that expression. So definitely practice that. Hopefully you got something out of this. And as always, keep drawing, and I'll catch you in the next video. All right, one last thing. If you can, please like, subscribe, and share. If you have art friends on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, I'd really, really appreciate it. We all want to learn and grow as artists, and I want to grow my YouTube so I can reach more artists and help more artists, and you can help me do that. So once again, I really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for, oh God, that was terrible. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I always say the same things. Okay, I gotta think something else to say. Yeah, so what did you guys think? The expressions are really, no, this is terrible. Cut.